Timer.
Everyone, winners don't do different. They things different era. Today we are going to witness a session on how for shortly in our meeting number 425. The mission of a Toastmasters Club is to provide a mutually supportive and positive learning environment in which every individual member has the opportunity to develop oral communication and leadership skills, which in turn foster self-confidence and personal growth. Fellow Toastmasters and most honored guest, good afternoon. I, Sergeant at Arms, cordially welcome you all for the meeting number 425. Few reminders before we begin. Please maintain silence during the speech by muting your audio, but keep your video on all the time. Leadership is an action, not a position. It's a time to introduce one such a leader we have among us, who not only leads from the front as well encourages others to take responsibilities and become a great leader. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Toastmaster Abdul Rahim.
Okay, so meeting number 425, call to order. So if anybody is still missing the gavel, here it is. Don't worry. Still looks safe and beautiful. Thank you, Yashodhan, for handing me this. Okay, thank you, Rajeshwari. Thank you very much for your introduction. And fellow Toastmasters, I think few guests will join gradually, including our workshop presenter. So good afternoon to everybody. Thank you very much for joining with us in this beautiful meeting of 425th, which is a good number actually, isn't it? So thank you very much for attending, and I hope to have a great, let's hope to have a great meeting. So I have got here this holder. Can anybody see? Everybody see? Yeah. Norman, what is this? Can you see?
I can see one black cup. Inside that there is a pen, marker, and I think it's a scale also.
Yeah, right. Thank you. Right. Here we have a pen, we have a marker, and we have a ruler, which is all held strongly by the mug. Okay. So the mug is the base which is holding this. There is no mug, everything will fall down, right? So similarly in language, we have the vocabulary, we have the accent, we have the diction and phonetics. All the things, everything about language is held strongly by grammar, which is the base. If there is no grammar, there is no language, everything will fall down. So that's how important the grammar is in language. It's actually the backbone or the cornerstone of any language. That's why we have a grammarian in every Toastmasters meeting. That's how much Toastmasters value grammar and language. That's why every contest, there is a mark, 5 to 10 marks, depending on the contest, for just for language. There are Rotary Club meetings, there are officers meeting, corporate meetings. Only in Toastmasters meeting, you will have a grammarian. So ladies and gentlemen, especially for the benefit of new member, like Dr. Matthew, who just joined, the grammarian's role, of course, is basically two things. Number one is to introduce the word of the day and encourage all speakers to use the word appropriately, brief the usage and the verb or noun, whatever it is. Why do we need a word? Of course, again, vocabulary. Vocabulary is one of the great tools in communication. For example, if Dr. Matthew is in the hospital and he goes to a patient and the patient has recovered and he says, "Oh, good morning, you look pretty good." And the second day he said, "Oh, you look pretty good." Third day he said, "Oh, you look pretty good." Doesn't look nice, isn't it? But you have to say, "You look pretty good." Next day, "Oh, you look very energetic." Next day, "Good morning, you look very vibrant." Next day, "Oh, you look very agile." So that's why vocabulary is so important. That's why we have the word of the day. That when you attend 26 meetings in a year, you add 26 words to your vocabulary, enriching the vocabulary. Number two is to monitor the language, which is and identify good usage as well as any areas of improvement. Those are the two objectives or the duties of a grammarian. Now, the word of the day is, as we all know, envisage, which is a verb meaning contemplate or conceive as a possibility or a desirable future event, form a mental picture of something not existing or not known. Synonyms: imagine, visualize, foresee, foretell, envision, contemplate, concoct, fancy, conceive, conjure up, etc. So when I discuss this word with Owen, which normally we do for everything, whatever we take decisions, we always discuss. So he said, "It's a beautiful word," he always said. We normally use it in our corporate board meetings. So if we want to use this word, let's say one example. The board of directors envisaged 10 million increase in sales next year, but the rank and file were doubtful. Rank and file means of the normal people of the organization, normal managers of the organization. So that's how we can use this word. So ladies and gentlemen, I encourage all of you to use this word appropriately, and I wish a great meeting today. Having said that, we don't have too many guests today. In fact, we don't have any. So let's go straight to the presidential address. Let me just close this one. Okay. In fact, today's
someone
meeting,
joined, President. Someone joined, I guess.
We have one guest, KM Thomas.
Okay. DTM Thomas, welcome to WMC Toastmasters meeting. You might want to unmute, I think.
Your audio, he's unmuted, but the audio is not there.
Audio is not okay.
Okay.
So,
thank you for attending. Thank you very much. Yeah. Let's have a few words from you.
Okay. Thank you, WMC Toastmasters. So glad to be with you this evening. I am KM Thomas, a member of Mission Advanced Toastmasters and Baron HR Professional Toastmasters. I'm so glad to be a part of this meeting with WMC Toastmasters. Thank you. Back to Master Odin.
Thank you very much, Thomas, for attending this. We're honored to have you. One thing he did not mention is he is the founder, president of Laughing Toastmasters Club. Is that the right name?
Yeah, it is Laughing Toastmasters, but it is not functioning now because because people doesn't like to laugh more. That's why we stopped functioning Laughing Toastmasters.
Yeah.
two and a half years, we had done it very well.
Yeah. Okay,
Thank
great.
you.
Mr. President, TM Kamal Shahabi as well joined.
Yeah. Toastmaster Kamal Shahabi, welcome, sir.
Hi, thank you guys. Thank you for having me. Very nice to meet you all.
Thank you, and it's an honor to host you today. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Well, today we have, as we all know, is the tall tales. Okay, so just a brief about tall tales. What exactly is tall tales, and what are the do's and don'ts? Briefly, in 2 to 3 minutes, let's see, before we hand the control to the Toastmaster of the day. Well, here we have Do's of tall tales. Tall tales usually is in the first person account. What is the first person account? Can anybody say? Can anybody say? You can unmute and say, no problem.
Where you have to
It should be
involve
ourselves.
yourself in the story.
Yeah,
As
exactly.
if it's your story.
Yeah. So first person account is, of course, as Yash and I don't know who others said. So you are talking about yourself. You, me or I. Second person is you, and third person is he. So the most effective way to tell a story is a first person account generally. Of course, sometimes you have to say in second person, third person. Exaggeration is one of the most important element of tall tales. Exaggerating things, blowing things beyond imagination, and adding surprises. At every second, you have surprises. And they say the humor lies in surprise, surprising the audience. Number 4 is the comic ending. It will be ending in a comedy, sort of creating a laughter, creating a grinning. Everybody is laughing. That's how it ends. So ideally, a tall tale should be 3 to 5 minutes, right? So what are the don'ts? Excessive exaggeration. Too much of anything is too bad. Even exaggeration to a moderation. Shouldn't be too much exaggeration. Being too childish, bringing in a lot of kings and so many characters. And when you bring a lot of character into the tales, the audience gets lost. They get confused. So being too childish, starting with Once Upon a Time. Once Upon a Time is a story or a fairy tale. It's not a tall tale. Tall tale is something that happened to you. Making it like a fairy tale, bringing in prince, princess, so many things. So it's not a fairy tale, or it's not a fable. It's not a parody. It's a tall tale that's happened to you. Adding too many details, too much of subplots, so many stories inside. Again, it creates a lot of confusion and ambiguity, and the audience tend to get lost. So the ideally 3 to 5 minutes, what happened to you in a very simple manner. For example, I could say, yesterday night, I was walking on the road in front of Al Jazeera in Jufair. As I was walking, I saw Yashodan coming towards me, walking towards me. I was surprised. Here is a man, I just spoke to him yesterday. He's in Pune, and today he's in Jufair. What's happening? I was shocked. As I walked, he was walking towards me, smiling at me. I said, is it Yashodan? Is it Yash? Or is it Yashu? Or what is it? And finally, when I reached just 2 feet close to him, what I saw, something beyond imagination. I was left speechless and breathless. So this, how a simple day-to-day affair can be blown out of proportion. You can add so many things into it. The last slide, of course, is facts tell, stories sell. It's a famous quotation by Mark Brown of 1995 world champion public speaking. He said, believe in your story, speak from the heart. Always, if you don't believe in your story, nobody will believe. So believe in and speak from your heart. Believe as if it is, of course, it is a figment of imagination, but at the same time, you have to believe as if it is true. Structure with a normal opening, body, and conclusion. Captivate your audience. Bring the story to life with voice modulation, gestures, body language, and adding a lot of drama. So that's basically, in a nutshell, what exactly is tall tales is. And I'm sure today we are going to explore further with our dynamic Toastmaster of the day. By the way, talking about Jufair, yesterday I was actually walking there and I was shopping there and I met my classmate, John Varghese, who was studied with me. After a long time, I'm meeting him. And we spoke and I was surprised that he is there. So he said that I'm working as a personal assistant to Sudha Murthy, the founder of Infosys, Narayana Murthy's wife. So he is a personal assistant. So I said, congratulations. So I said, I'm working here in Bahrain for the last 10 years. So we were exchanging. And then he said, Sudha Murthy is already here. She's staying in the Gulf Hotel. So I said, tomorrow we have a WMC meeting, Toastmasters meeting, which apparently he didn't know what Toastmasters. So I had to brief what exactly is Toastmasters. So I told him, can she come just as a special appearance for 5 to 10 minutes? She's already in Bahrain. It's a Zoom meeting. She doesn't have to come walk into any venue. She said, let me try. So I got a message today morning that Rahim, yes, she has agreed, but she can come only after 5 p.m. because she's busy until 5. So probably she might make an appearance for 5 to 10 minutes, Sudhamurthy. I'm sure all of us know.
Wow, that's the great news.
Great.
Looking forward to it. Super.
Yeah, that's good news for us, especially in this tall tale meeting. And we will hear some words of wisdom from her. She's a writer also. She wrote a lot of books, and she's an iconic leader, a woman leader in India. And I can see Nathan. Sir, can we have your introduction, please, Mr. Nathan?
No, Nathan is my son. I can say.
Oh, but he put the photo.
That's his famous character.
Exactly.
He likes it.
It's Sith Vader, I think. Huh?
Yes, still Nathan can introduce.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can unmute Nathan. He's
You are
a
unmute.
champion.
Good evening, everyone. I am Nathan. I'm also a member of the WMC Gavels Club. Currently, the president. You might know me as Toastmaster Owen's son.
Yeah. Welcome, Nathan.
So,
Yes, you can. If you want to speak, you can talk. No problem. Do you have anything to say?
not much. I just came here to see the Tall Tales events and thought I'd also participate myself and see how it went.
Yeah. Okay, great. Welcome. All the best to you for your contest. I heard you're contesting. And actually, Owen is known as Nathan's father, not the other way. Okay, now let us now get to know from our VP Education, Owen Krasta, to let us have his consent to proceed with the meeting about the agenda. Over to you, Toastmaster Owen. I think he lost the connection, I think. Okay, Owen has lost the connection. Fine, no problem. I think the agenda is basically okay, except there is one change. Anil Kumar's speech was supposed to be evaluated by DTM Thuraiya, and now it will be evaluated by Owen, right? And of course, this small change of the celebrity appearing, Sudhamurthy appearing, that will also be, so we'll allocate for 5-10 minutes for her after the photo shoot when she comes. Okay, I don't see Owen reconnecting. So, well, ladies and gentlemen, are we ready for the tall tales? Can I have a thumbs up? Wow, that's great. Lovely. So when I joined WMC Toastmasters 5 to 6 years ago, Suresh Kakot, Toastmaster Suresh Kakot, he told me after 2-3 meetings, Abdurrahim, watch this man, watch out. Whenever he does an assignment, he does it differently. Every assignment that he does, he will bring some innovation. You watch him. Then I started watching him. Every assignment I started, and how true he was. Suresh was so correct. Be it grammarian, be it timer, be it accounter, anything you do, there will be some innovation, some alteration, some change, some novelty. For example, a couple of meetings ago, he did individual evaluation. He brought in video evaluation for that. Of course, he was disqualified, but he brought video evaluation, which I have never seen in my life. Individual evaluation, video evaluation. Then last meeting, he did general evaluation, and he brought IPL and cricket match. And he evaluated the whole meeting in a cricket match style. So this really calls for creativity. Not everybody can do it. It calls for creativity, thinking out of the box. How I can do this assignment differently than the usual. How I can go the unbeaten path. You know, path that is taken already is very easy to go, but those path which is not taken, it's very difficult. So thinking out of the box, as Toastmaster Rajeshwari said, she quoted a beautiful quotation from Shiv Khera's book in her opening address. Shiv Khera wrote a book, You Can Win. In that he said, winners don't do different things. Winners do things differently. And that's what this Toastmaster does. He does things differently. Ladies and gentlemen, he has been winning humorous speech contest every year, we know. He's a humorous speech champion. He went up to the division level. He's our immediate past president. and also a great friend, a wonderful person, a strong pillar of WMC Toastmasters since more than 15 years. And we value his service, his contribution, and his dedication to WMC Toastmasters. Ladies and gentlemen, with great pleasure, let me invite our Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Yashodan Abhayankar.
Thank you very much, President. I think that introduction went far behind. I don't know whether I'm up to that mark, but thank you very much anyway. Well, ladies and gentlemen, guess I'm speechless. I am speechless. The moment I heard that Sudha Murthy is joining the meeting, whatever I wanted to say about tall test, I just forgot everything. And I'm just looking forward to that moment when Sudha Murthy will appear here and she will talk. Wow, wow. Thank you very much, Toastmaster Abdul Rahim. Thank you very much for your efforts. But well, have you thought of what type of welcome are we gonna give her, and what maybe we will need to give her some memento, some gift, something of that sort?
Our VPPR Prabodha has prepared a special certificate, as well as a digital bookway.
All right. Okay, that's great. That's great. But I think we should give her some gift, some unique gift, which she can remember for all his life, all her life, isn't it? Maybe something special about Gulf. Maybe we can give her baklava or dates. But dates and all probably she will get back in India as well.
Yeah, we'll think about it. I think some souvenir she has to carry. She's here for next 2-3 days.
Okay.
So it's not very far. She's in a Gulf hotel, so we can always walk in and.
Maybe we can give her a camel, isn't it?
Oh, that's a great idea.
Camel is something unique about Gulf.
Yeah.
And if she's staying in Gulf hotel, there is ample space for parking as well. So she can park the camel there, not an issue. And I think that is something unique which she will never forget throughout her life.
Yeah.
I can arrange camel. Okay. I have some friends, they have got the camel farm. So arranging a camel is not an issue at all.
I can arrange my chartered flight for that, no problem. She can carry that.
Anil is ready.
That's great. That's great. That's great.
Yeah.
So let's see, when she comes, we'll introduce her to the WMC club. We'll tell her how great this club is, which was started around 13 years back by Dr. Babu. He was our founder president and he's still active in the club. And there are so many active, multi-talented people in the club. And somebody is ready to charter the flight for the camel. So that's a really great thing.
Mazda flight, maybe.
Mazda flight.
Yeah.
Or even maybe, see, we have got Suresh Kakot with us.
Yeah.
So he works for Lulu Exchange. So generally he exchanges money. Maybe he'll have something with which he can exchange the camel as well.
No, it will reach only elephant there. Camel they will not get. They will get only elephant there.
Is it? Okay, let's see. Toastmaster Suresh, can you help us?
Hello.
Hello.
Yes.
Suresh, we have a problem here. We want to send a camel to India.
Okay.
Can you do it through Lulu Exchange?
Well, actually, Lulu Exchange, we transfer money and account transfers, money and all. And we do like a large amount, equivalent weight, mass volume. But if we haven't done this camel, but I can try. Okay, the camel, I will see the possibilities.
Okay.
So while envisaging this scene, because it cannot be sent through a normal passenger flight, because obviously this will make some unnecessary sounds like like these sounds. So all the passengers will be terrified. Oh, I forgot. I'm the accountant of this day today. Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. Warm good evening to you all. My role today, accountant, is to count the number of unnecessary sound or repetitive words used when you are speaking. For example, will be counted. These are the fillers that would affect the effectiveness of your speech. At the end of the meeting, I will be back on the stage to present my report to you. The idea of the course is to fine-tune your speeches and make you a professional speaker. Well, talking about the camel, now the problem is to arrange a flight and how long it will take to reach the destination. So please take on the note on this one, Toastmaster of the day. Over to you.
No problem. Thank you very much, Toastmaster Suresh. As long as you promise to take care of the logistics part of it, we'll manage everything else. We know that we are short of time, as Sudhamurthy will be here only for 2 days. And in these 2 days, we'll have to arrange that special flight. And I'm not sure how are we going to fit everything in time. So we have got one expert with us who is very good in managing the time. So let us ask her if she can help us in doing this job. Toastmaster Pragati, are you there?
Yes, I'm there. Good evening.
Good evening. Pragati, we have got a challenge. As you know, we want to shift a camel to India within a given time frame. Can you help us?
Yeah, you can.
Okay.
Put the camel through cargo in a ship. It will take several days.
Okay.
Time. Singing Toastmasters and guests has a timer. I will time the table topic speakers, formal speeches, and evaluation. I will also alert each speaker of the time they have left using green, yellow, and red. For speeches, the timing criteria is 5 to 7 minutes. At 5th minute, I will display green light. At 6th minute, I will display yellow light. At 7th minute, I will display red light. For table topic, the timing criteria is 1 to 2 minutes. At 1 minute, I will display green light. At 1 minute, 1 minute 30 seconds, I'll display amber light. At 2 minutes, I'll display red light. For evaluation, timing criteria is 2 to 3 minutes. At 2 minutes, I'll display green light. At 2 minutes 30 seconds, I'll display yellow light. At 3 minutes, I'll display green light. A workshop, timing criteria is 20 to 25 minutes. At 20th minute, I'll display green light. At 23, I'll display amber light. At 25, I'll display red light. For question and answer, timing criteria is 5 to 10 minutes. At 5th minute, I'll display green light. At 8th minute, I'll display amber light. At 10th minute, I'll display red light. All have 30 seconds grace period. Back to you.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Pragati. I came to you for solving my problem about sending the camel to India, and you spoke about something else about the timing criteria of the speeches. That is not fair. Anyway, now I'll need to figure out what to do with this camel. So friends, by the time I figure out something about this camel and charter flight, let us continue with our educational session. So I'll get some time to do the logistics for the camel. Today's educational session, wow, what I can say. We are going to learn a lot today. We have amongst us Toastmaster Kamal. We all know him. He doesn't require a special introduction. In 2018, he was the semi-finalist of international speech contest at the international level. And at the district level, he was the humorous and international speech winner. What I didn't know about him, and probably many of you might not be knowing about him, is he is a writer and he has published not one, not two. Till date, he has published 7 books, which is incredible. When I asked him, he said a couple of years back, he started writing something about some topic, and then he made sure that every year he comes up with a unique book. He's working for EVA, and in EVA, that is Ministry of Electricity and Water, he works there as a lecturer. He conducts some training courses for the staff of EVA. He is, by profession, he is MBA Finance, and we're having him today. He is going to give us nice tips and tricks about how to present our speech. Please welcome Toastmaster Kamal.
Hi, thank you, Master of Ceremonies. Good evening, everybody. I hope I hope you are doing well. Okay, I was informed, but I'm not sure about this, that I should give a workshop about the international speech contest, right? Or am I wrong about this? Okay,
That's
so
right.
yes, all right, great. So we will do the workshop about the international speech contest. Now, just before I start, I just need to know if you participated in the international Toastmasters speech contest. Can you please raise your hand? Can I see how many of you? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, very nice. Okay. Can I see a raise of hand if you were a judge for the international speech contest in a club level or area or division or district? All right, very good. 2. All right, 3. All right, very nice. Okay, so let's do this. Let's start. So now I know who we are dealing with. Okay, can I have the share screen, please? Yes, I have it. Okay. All right, let's start. You can see the screen now in front of you?
Yes.
All right, now, please, if you would like to participate anytime, if you would like to comment, ask any question, please do anytime, cut me off. If you want to write on the chat, I cannot see the chat here, but if you want to write something on the chat and somebody is if you can see the chat and you can tell me about it, I will be extremely grateful if you want to participate anytime. Okay, so every single thing that I'm going to tell you here about is not something that I brought out of my brain. It has been working on for the past 5 years. So we are going to talk about mainly the speech and then how to practice for it, and then the moment that you are in the contest. All right, let's see. Now we are going to talk about things, but please, you can try as much as possible to look at it from different point of views. And I need you to look at it from a contestant point of view, from an audience point of view, and from a judge point of view. Why? Because if you need to win in an international speech contest, you have to look at things in these 3 perspectives. Now, there is a saying by an actor called Tyrus Gibson: for every level, there is another devil, which means that if you are writing or rehearsing for a club international speech contest, it is different when you are doing it for the division, and it's different when you are doing it for the district. Now, I have done a study before, and I have made a workshop about it, that if you believe it or not, that sometimes a district, a speech might not win a club level speech. Can you grasp this for a moment? If you made a district international speech, most probably you might not win in the club level speech. Why? Because there are so many factors. The first factor is the judges. The judges are not mature enough in the club level, so they might not go through. Yes, I see a raise of hand. Khalid Amin, if you need to say something.
Yeah,
please.
I can, Mr. Kamal or Kamal. How are you?
Yes, fine. How are you?
Yes. Anyway, fellow Toastmasters guest, good evening or good afternoon.
Good evening.
Anyway, you know, Kamal is my friend, so I always joke with him. He's a camel. See, okay, you know what? I want to share an experience with you exactly to the point that you're trying to address. I think some of you have heard of Abdullah Abandi. He was a 4-time district humorous champion. Yes. He had a speech. He won 2nd place at semi-final. And then the following year, he got lazy to prepare a new speech and used the same speech. And he lost at area level.
Yes.
So
exactly.
this probably drives your point home, I think, Mr. Kamal.
Yes, exactly. Because on the same year in 2018 that I have reached to the semi-finals, the same speech on the club level I won. The same speech I have done on another club contest, I didn't even place. Can you imagine this? Which means that if I only participated on this particular club, I won't be reaching the semifinals in 2018. So, meaning that when you are going to prepare your international speech, it should be tailored to the level that you are competing in. Okay, now let's talk first about, before we move on, about the mindset. You have to have the proper mind preparation. At least if you are going to compete in an international speech contest, at least do the seven whys test, which means that you should ask yourself why you are doing this 7 times. You might get then to the deeper level of answer, that's why you are doing this, because it's a long journey. It might take you 7 months, and you should be at least a 6 months prior prepared for this. So it requires a year, so you should ask yourself at least 7 whys. So you should be mentally ready before you go to the international speech contest. All right, let's start with the speech. First of all, please, before you compete, if you are extremely serious about this, you have to look at the judging, the latest judging form for the international speech contest for the Toastmasters. You can find it on the website there. Notice that 50% is on the content. So 50% and almost here 70%. So you have 70% of the content and you have 30% on the way, the style, the delivery, the voice, the physical, and so on. And since we are, I think we will do it on video through the district, so most probably you are going to use your face and your arms only. So it will be only 30% part in the arms and face, and the rest are in the content of your speech. Now, I have been a judge for the semifinals in Toastmasters, and believe it or not, judging is extremely hard, because you have to focus and you have to give every single contestant your attention to be fair for them. And as we are a human being, it is hard to sit there for an hour and listen to 7 to 8 speeches in a row and staying focused. So a judge, what I said from the beginning, a judging point of view, a judge will see a speech in terms of the structure. If it's easy to follow, the message is clear, there is a story, there is a connection between the speaker and the audience, and you go to the part of the content, the delivery, the language. Which is why I said from the beginning, see it in the eyes of the judge, because it's extremely hard to sit there. So you need your speech to be formed in a way that it will be easy for a very tired judge if you are the last speaker on the contest. Okay. Then you will hear a lot of myths out there through the years. And I think if you see this particular speech on YouTube, you will see that she had almost broken every single myth that you might hear about the international speech contest. Like, for example, somebody will tell you, don't talk about Toastmaster and the speech. You might lose. No such thing. It is extremely simple content. 80% of her speech was body language. The speech was extremely simple. There was no depth of meaning. So any single myth that you will hear from anybody, you show him or show her this video, and you will break almost every myth that you will hear. All right, now who can tell me this? The winner of the contest is the best speaker or the best speech? Who can tell me?
Best speech.
Who else? Best. Who else?
No rule. There is no rule, Kamal. In my opinion, there is no rule.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's the best speech, sometimes it's the best speaker. Trust me.
Or maybe a combination of both.
No,
Yes.
it's not. It's not. It's not a combination. For me, I have been attending the Toastmasters conventions for 6 years continuously. Sometimes it is the speaker. It is
Yes.
not the speech at all. Sometimes it is the speech. Yes.
Yes.
Thank you. I'm
Yes.
sorry. I'm very excited about this
No,
topic.
no, please, please, if you want, you can participate anytime. Don't leave me alone talking like a crazy person. Please participate anytime you can. Yes, it is a combination of both. Sometimes I won the contest by the best speaker. There was a speaker who had an amazing content, but the delivery was poor. So they have lost the contest because of the delivery. So you need a combination of both when you go there. Remember, when you win a world champion or a champion of district, you are only a champion for this day. You are not a champion every single day. If you don't believe me, most of the time in the club, I don't win the best speaker. I don't win the best speaker most of the times in my club. Why? Because I do so many mistakes as much as I can. I don't deliver a champion speech, which means that only on this day, at least try to be the best speaker with the best speech among your contestant. Okay, and try as much as possible to make your speech as simple as related to everybody, but don't dump it down, because the audience are not less intelligent than you. Yes, you are as much as possible trying to simplify the content for everybody, but do not make the audience feel that they are less intelligent, and don't insult their intelligence. Okay? And always try as much as possible to go beyond your words, which means that you use the body language, beyond the lines, beyond the message. Let the audience also put their imagination and their thoughts through your words, not just the words that you are writing. Do you have any question before we move to the practice part? Shall we move to the practice?
Well, I think what you said, Kamal, is right about not winning the club contest. I remember last month both of us took part in a club. Both of us spoke, and you could not win. I won.
Yes, exactly. See, most of the times I don't win. I don't win the club contest at all. I don't know why, but yeah. So you must try as much as possible just to be the best speaker on that day. All right, let's move on to the practice. You cannot do this alone. Try as much as possible to do it with so many people as much as you can, because it takes a village to raise a champion speech. Yes, and so many of us, I am not sure about you, they see the world champion of public speaking videos, and like for the past, I think 25 years and so on. Now, I need to give you this advice. If you are going to see this video, see it at least only once, and don't copy them. And it's a mistake to think that if you see only the world champion of public speaking videos, it's going to help you to win the world champion of public speaking. Why? Because I think I heard this, and correct me if I'm wrong, from Dr. I think Khalid, or somebody else who have told me that one time I think a world champion won because the best speaker actually gone out of time.
2011, yes.
Yes. Which means that if you have seen the world champion of public speaking in 2011 and you thought that this is the world champion of public speaking and I should do exactly what he or she have done, you have made a big mistake. So when you are going through this world champion of public speaking, yes, get some kind of tips and ideas from them. If you can see the whole contest, why? Because as I said, the winner of this day is not a world champion of public speaking every single day. He or she just a world champion of public speaking on this particular contest. So you should see the whole contest and see it in a perspective of a judge. Then you will know why this person won actually the world champion of public speaking. Okay, guys, and don't copy them, because every single year I see in the district level and division level somebody who is a copy of Dhananjaya. I don't know why, but every single year I see the same thing. So please just watch it once, have the tips as much as you can, and then go on with your own style. And always when you practice, there must be a target. Do not just practice randomly and just give your speech. There must be a target for your speech. Like, for example, sometimes for the time, sometimes for the body language, sometimes for the clarity of the words, and so on. So do not practice randomly, because it's not going to help. It's just a waste of time, believe me in that. And try to ask people who outgrow you in some kind of a level. Like, for example, a judge who have judged in the semifinals or the finals or the district, or somebody who have seen the speeches for the last 10 to 20 years. People who know and who knew what's going on, because with all respect to every single evaluation, when you are going to reach a higher levels, 99% of these comments and these evaluations will be useless to you. So always go to some people who have seen beyond what you have seen. And yes, as you can see this year, I think it will be on video. So yes, try to practice as you are doing it on Zoom. And it is now very easy. Just record yourself and send the video to people who you trust and let them evaluate your speech and help you. It is very easy now. I am not sure if the semifinals and the finals this year is going to be on stage live, But I think at this moment, when you reach the division or the district level, it will be on video. So when you practice it on Zoom better than doing it on a club or on a stage. I am not sure about the time, guys. I don't see the timing. If you can tell me just the time, where have I reached? If the timer.
Yeah. You reached 17 minutes, 30 seconds.
Okay, 70 minutes. Okay, okay, great. Then I have 2 minutes. I will finish now. Okay. Now
8 minutes you have. 8 minutes you have. I think 25 minutes you have.
Okay, okay, thank you very much. So, so now you have to reach a level where enough is enough, which means on the practice side, because the more you are going to practice for your speech, it is going to be, it might die inside of you, and then you might not have the same passion, and so you can spread it to the audience. So the only person who will know is you. You have to reach some level that, okay, I am fine with everything. I practice the whole speech. This is it. I will go and deliver my speech contest. And always be coachable, be careful, and be your own best coach. All right. Do we have any questions about the practice part? So we can go to the contest day. All right, going once, twice. All right, now you are in the contest. You are exactly now 5 minutes before the contest starts, or let's say you are in the contest hall or the room or on Zoom. When you are there, and when you are competing and when you are practicing, always see what's in front of you. If you are competing on the club level, do not see the division contest or the district contest. The most important level now is the club, because if your eye is on the district, you might not win what's in front of you right now. So always just look one brick ahead of you, not more than that. And please do not try to be a pleasers creepers, which means that sometimes we form our speech or our delivery just to please a certain mentor or a certain club or a certain gender or a certain something out there. Whatever you are going to do it for yourself. Because if you are reaching a level where you're trying to please certain type of people, people will catch you there and you will lose every type of audience. And I have seen this. If, like, for example, if you are in a contest and the majority there, let's say from a certain country, and you try to give jokes or some things about the certain country so you could have this particular audience, this will not help you. I have seen this so many times. Just try to be yourself there, because people hate pleasers, creepers. And yes, can you tell me what this picture define, or what this picture mean to you?
The participant looking at the other participant and losing that crucial second.
Yes, yes. What else? Winners focus on winning. Losers focus on winners. If Kamal is competing against you in the international speech contest, do not care about him. Oh, have you seen this guy? He is competing against you. He won the district level last year. And now your emotions are everywhere. So be there, okay, but just focus on yourself and focus on the target and stop focusing about other people. So many times this might cost you even the enjoyment of the contest, So try as much as possible just to focus on yourself. And this is what I have been saying for the past year, because when I was in the contest, I was inside my mind and I was not there. I was not mindful. I was not aware of myself because I was always inside through fear, maybe, or maybe I was just consuming myself a lot about what I am going to do. So always be present, enjoy the journey, not just thinking about the title or winning or about the cup or whatever. So always be there, be now, be focused on what's in front of you, because this is the most important part. It is better than
What's this? Is this?
when you are going to win or lose. All right, my friends, this is it. I hope you have some kind of ideas about the International Speech Contest. And please, if you have any comments and questions, please do. I am here to help you. Thank you. Thank you.
One question, Toastmaster Kamal. Thank you very much for very valuable tips and ideas for us and your time also. Sometimes we see some excellent speeches. We think that they are great speeches. They move us, they excite us, they motivate us, they make us laugh, cry, and they don't win anything. They don't even come third place. But a very ordinary speech sometimes wins the contest. What could be the reason?
Most of the times they have followed the judging ballot to the T, like they say. Like they tick every single point out there, because as I told you, if you are a judge there, yes, some speeches might have the elements, but if you go through the judging ballot, there are some mistakes out there. So if you want to win, actually win the contest, you need to win both the judge and the audience.
That's a good answer, actually. Actually, Dhananjay was asked the same question. He actually answered the same, he gave the same reply as you did. Yeah.
Yes. Very good. Yes, please, if you have anything, any comments, please, I am here also for you. Yes, anybody would like to ask or comment or something or a story?
Toastmaster Kamal, just one question. Now this is regarding the practice. Like so many people say that you should practice in front of the mirror.
Yeah.
So how much important it is for actually to practice in front of the mirror instead of just doing it aside?
It is not going to help you that much, because the mirror usually is going to give you a false implication about yourself. So if you want just to see how do you look, like your teeth or your hair at this moment, it will be fine. But most probably it will not help you, the mirror, that much, as long as if you are familiar with yourself and it is fine for you to do that, it's okay. However, if you are just new, I don't think the mirror is going to help you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think just touching on a point you had made earlier, Toastmaster Kamal, it's regarding that taking a video of yourself, especially in light that since we're doing it live, you would be a little bit more focused on some of the areas that need improving. For example, all the criteria, especially, so that you can actually make a conscious decision, because all of us, we have certain inbuilt traits that comes off in our speech. So in order to control that, perhaps taking a video and then seeing that has a much better effect. And I think you had already mentioned that. So I think that would probably be the best tool for Yeah, right.
Yes, exactly. Because now it is very easy. You just record yourself on Zoom and then send it to most of the people that you trust, and they will give you a very fast feedback without needing to sit there with you and in a meeting room or for the evaluation. Yes.
Question here, Kamal, further to Jeffrey's point.
Yes.
As you said, you share it with many people. Is there any restriction as such? You know, if you go to take too many opinions, then we may not get proper viewpoint as well. So do you recommend to have, you know, maybe 5 people or 10 people or like judges and some speakers for past participants and all? They won rewards. We should approach that kind of people, or whom we have to approach and how many?
Yes, I think most probably you should approach the people who who have at least reached the level that you want to reach, or they have further information than you do. Like, for example, as I said before, judges, champions, or some people who have seen the world champion speech contest for the last maybe 2 decades, you know. So these are the most valuable information that you need to send them your video. The rest, I don't think they will help you that much, unfortunately.
Okay, thank you.
Toastmaster Kamal, I believe you reached a semi-finalist. You were a semi-finalist in 2018.
Yes.
So could you share with us your experience about your contesting and your speech and why you couldn't go further? What is your personal take?
There was not that much, I think, but I think most probably there might be, you know, this, if you go there to a different country, so you have a different kind of audience, and they have a certain certain views and certain style and type. So I think when I went there and compete, I felt myself that I was the minority among all the rest there, because they have the style that their audience needs, which are from the United States. So if you go with this kind of mindset, you will already lose. And this is why I said that you should have your mind clear and prepared for everything. And when I went there and spoke, I felt like there is something missing, that I was not belonging there. I was different. I was an Arab and I was this and that. And they fear, you know, they fear the Arabs and so on. I felt that myself, which affected my performance and my speech. And then when I saw the video of my speech, I saw my eyes was shaking on the stage on that day. So I think my mind got the best of me on that day. I couldn't control it. I think it's the most part that I could at least recall from this event.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Sure. Okay, do we have anything? If you have comments or questions? All right. Thank you very much for your patience and for your participation. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, Kamal.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Toastmaster Kamal. Dear friends, whenever we join any Toastmasters meeting, we learn something out of it. And when there is a prominent speaker like Toastmaster Kamal Shehabi conducting a workshop, there are so many good points to take away. Thanks a lot, Toastmaster Kamal, for joining us and giving your inputs. Now, if I want to envisage myself as a winner, I know exactly what I need to do and what I should not do. Thanks a lot. We have a certificate of appreciation for you, Toastmaster Kamal. So I'd like Toastmaster Prabodha to display the certificate. So it's a small token of appreciation from us, which will be delivered to you as well. And you're most welcome anytime to join our meetings and give us more and more tips. We really enjoyed your workshop. Thanks a lot. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, let's move on to the next speech, which is a prepared speech by our dear Toastmaster Anil Kumar. But before he delivers his speech, I would like to request Toastmaster Ovin, who is the evaluator of the speech, to tell us the criteria of the speech. Toastmaster Ovin.
Thank you, Toastmasters today. The criteria of today's speech, Anil will be giving. He will be attempting speech 3, project 3 of level 1. That's the last project of level 1. Purpose statement: the purpose of this project is for the member to learn or review basic research methods and present a well-organized, well-researched speech on any topic. About this speech, the member will present a well-organized, well-delivered speech. The speech may be humorous, informational, or any style the member choose. The speech content and style should work well together. The project is not a report on the content of the researching and presenting project. Back to you, Toastmaster of the day. I wish good luck to my speaker.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Ovin. Toastmaster Anil Kumar, our next speaker, my colleague in our previous XCOM, and not just previous XCOM, he was part of some earlier XCOMs as well. And what one good quality we all can learn from Toastmaster Anil is his sincerity. So with that same sincerity, he's gonna present his speech today. So let's wish him all the best. Toastmaster Anil with his speech title, EV. EV by Toastmaster Anil.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. Yash, let me share my screen first. Am I visible and audible?
Yes, you are.
And you're able to see my screen as well?
Right now, it is just a white screen.
That's enough. Are you able to see me?
Yes.
Thank you. That's it. Okay, timer. I have not started. please don't start your timing mission. Okay. Nokia 3310. How many of you still remember this name? Please show thumbs up. Nokia 3310. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. There are many. Over the last 20 years, mobile phones have evolved from something as simple as the Nokia 3310 to the modern touch-enabled supercomputers in our pockets. Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmasters and guests, good evening. Similarly, we are on the fast track of evolving conventional vehicles to electric vehicles, which is called EV in short. In the coming days, for sure, we all have to switch over to the new version of automobiles. So today, let me share a brief information about electric vehicles. I have taken Indian market as the scenario. 1 second. There is some problem in the screen. 1 second, sorry.
You are unable to share the screen?
Yes, but I'm just searching that. 1 second, sorry.
Maybe you can stop sharing and then come back again. Then start sharing.
Sorry, okay. That's good. Thank you. Is it visible now? My screen is visible?
No, it's a blank screen.
Okay, fine. Now it's working.
Yeah, now it is. Yes.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Are you able to see me as well in the screen, on the screen?
No.
It's okay. We have seen you so many times. If we don't see you, that is also fine. But we can see the slides. That's more important.
Yeah. The moment you start speaking, you'll be shown. Yeah.
I think that's how it works. Let me try once again. I think it is not coming. I'm not very sure why. I'm not visible. It should be coming. I think I'm not there on the screen, right?
Yeah, yes. But we can see the presentation on electric vehicle and one battery cell with the wheels.
Yes, but I don't know why I am not. Why
that's
I am
okay.
Not...
Continue, Anil. No problem.
Fine. Today, I'm going to discuss about electric vehicles, the history, the working, types, the comparison between conventional vehicles, major challenges, and the conclusion. If you see the history, there is no particular person or a country to whom we can give the credit. It was a series of events from 1800, like year 1800. And if you take Indian market, in 2001, the first ever electric car, Reva, was launched. It was made by Mahindra Electric. If you see the working of an electric vehicle, there are mainly 4 components: a battery, a charger, controller, and motor. Of course, the battery is the power source, and the controller acts as a regulator and controls the power from the battery. EV uses the forward momentum of the motors to recharge the battery. If you see the types of battery EVs, electric vehicles, there are mainly 3 types of electric vehicles on the market. The first one is hybrid EV, shortly called HEV. They are powered by both petrol and electricity. HEVs start off using the electric motor, then the petrol engine cuts in as load or speed rises. Toyota Corolla is an example for hybrid electric vehicle. The next one is plug-in hybrid EV. These vehicles use electricity as main source of energy. The combustion engine is set on when the charging of battery reaches minimum level. The third one is battery EV. They are only powered by electricity and do not have a petrol engine, fuel tank, or exhaust pipe. They're also known as plug-in EVs. BMW i3 series is an example for battery EV. If you compare electric vehicles with conventional vehicles, energy, of course, it is coming from electricity produced by batteries, whereas in conventional vehicles, it is by combustion of fuel. If you see the price difference, of course, electric vehicles are high due to the usage of expensive batteries, whereas conventional vehicles cheaper due to more availability of resources. If you see as far as pollution is concerned, electric vehicles do not produce harmful emissions and contributes in clean air, whereas conventional vehicles, we know, produce harmful carbon emissions. Running cost per kilometer, Indian rupees, it is only 1.5 for electric vehicles, which is approximately in Bahrain dinar, it is only 8 fils. Whereas in conventional vehicles, if it is a diesel, it is rupees 4 to 4.5 per kilometer. And if it is petrol, 6 to 6.5 rupees. And if it is a CNG, it will be 3 to 3.5 rupees. Number of components, if you compare, electric vehicles have got only approximately 30 components, whereas conventional vehicles have got 3,000 components. Maintenance cost. Suppose an electric vehicle met with an accident. Accident repairs results in replacement of the entire parts, such as body shell, motor, and battery assemblies. The amount of manpower required yet is not skilled. Whereas in conventional vehicles, the spare parts are easily available. We know that it is already there in the market, and the skilled manpower is available. If you see the infrastructure, for EV, the infrastructure is yet to come. Whereas for conventional vehicles, we have already a developed infrastructure. Let us see the challenges of electrification of vehicles. The first one is relevant charging infrastructure, marketing of e-mobility benefits and reducing customer anxiety, price customer has to pay to live with an e-vehicle. See, currently there are 2 types of charging stations available across globe. First is home and next is at work. Both these sources involve legal challenges in terms of taxation, accounting that needs to be addressed. Public charging infrastructure is still uncertain, as large-scale investment has not yet surfaced to support public charging infrastructure as standalone business. Charging stations will only start as business by private firms by there is adequate usage of e-vehicles is that particular area. In terms of marketing and customer anxiety, see, range anxiety, that is the biggest anxiety for a customer. It's a key concern about batteries in electric cars, losing power before reaching a destination or charging point. Then there is a lack of awareness among the customers about the usage of EVs to reduce the pollution. Customers have views that EVs can be used only for short daily commute due to the lack of performance and unavailability of charging stations. If you see the price customer has to pay, the price for EV, we have seen already, it is a big concern. There are very few models available in the market as such. If you see the comparison, Mahindra E2O is a sedan car, which is a smaller car. The same amount if you pay, you will get a Mahindra Thar. This is a conventional 4-wheel drive SUV, much bigger than Mahindra E2O. If you take the same car itself, Tata Tigor, it's an EV, costs 11 lakh rupees, whereas the same car with a conventional engine only costs 7 lakhs. Other one is 11, this is 7, which is 57% higher. Charging stations are also not well established. Cars could be used for long drivers. Let us see by country-wise, how is the use of EVs so far. As on December 2020, China is in the first position, 4.7 million cars on road. Whereas second position, it is in Europe, it is 3.3 million. Germany is the leading European country with around 700 cars on road. And the third position, United States, it is 1.78 million. California has got 800,000 electric vehicles on road. To conclude with, there are various challenges, including financial, technical, supply chain for development of EV. But all these challenges can be solved by a firm resolution by the OEMs and customers. OEM means manufacturers. Charging station can be increased once the sales of EV increase. This could be achieved by customer awareness about EVs. As the use of EV increase, OEMs can also bring variety of products in lower range of prices. At present, there are higher level of cars only available, especially in Asian countries. Educational activities can be organized by manufacturers so that the awareness about EVs increased, which would further lead to increase in sales. Finally, governments must envisage that the majority of charging to take place at home or office. Definitely, that would be a key attraction of owning an electric vehicle. With this, let me conclude my presentation about electric vehicles, and this is the source. Thank you very much. Over to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Anil, for enlightening us about what is the difference and what is the future of electric car. When Kanu brings the electric car to Bahrain, please let me know. I'll be probably one of the few buyers of electrical car from you. Well, friends, I have got a good news to share with you. My worry about transferring the camel to Sudhamurthy is over. I have found a person in India who is the camel merchant who is staying in Bangalore itself. So I've contacted him and he has promised that he will deliver the camel directly to Sudhamurthy's house. And in fact, if required, he has said that he will send the camel to airport to receive Sudhamurthy. So during the rush hours of Bangalore traffic, Sudhamurthy will find it very easy to ride on the camel and reach to her home. Friends, today we are talking about tall tales. Our president already explained you in the very beginning what tall tale is. But how many of you know the relationship between tall tales and Toastmasters? Do you know that Tall Tales is a part of Toastmasters International? Maybe some of us know it already. But how many of you know that it's a part of the contest as well? Like we know about the humorous contest and evaluation contest, but even just in the very recent past, I came to know that there is a Tall Tale contest as well. It is conducted at the club level, at the area level, at the division level and district level. It does not go beyond that to international level. And we have amongst us a person who has crossed the levels till division. He was a winner of Tall Tale contest at club level, then at area level, and then at division level as well. Any guesses who that person is? Well, he is none other than our President Toastmaster Abdul Rahim. Aap to chupe Rustum nikle. Dear friends, give a big round of applause to Toastmaster Abdul Rahim.
Toastmaster, yes, I have received the camel. What I'm supposed to do with this?
How come you received the camel? It was supposed to go
I have
to
no
Sudhamurthy.
idea. I have no idea. I can see your name. What should I do with this?
Yeah, I have sent it. Means I'm the sender, but definitely you are not the receiver. I don't know how it has reached to you.
Okay.
He has not opened the proper LC, I guess. You have to speak to your bank.
Maybe, but anyway, you have received it, so
don't make
now
me
it's
a
your
Mehul
baby.
Chokshi.
You do whatever you want.
Let me see. Let me have a word with a couple of people. I'll get back to you on this. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and esteemed guests. I'll be the table topic master for evening. As a table topic master, it will be a perfect place for the speakers to have a impromptu speech, a practice on impromptu speech. We'll be giving you a topic. Anything, Jeff?
Yeah, are we having a photo session?
Yeah,
that's what I was trying to.
Yeah, I
Okay,
think
okay,
Yash has not
okay.
given the control yet. I think the TMOD has not given the control yet. I think.
I'm
snapped
sorry.
it.
I'm sorry about that. Let's have a photo session before. I was so engrossed with that camel.
You will pass it through the needle now.
So
Now we need
request
camera,
everyone.
not camel.
Even I was
Open your
confused.
camera, not camel. Please, everyone, please open your camera and have a tall tail face.
Wow.
How is it?
Prakriti. Yeah. Wow. Very good. I think everyone already. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Once more. Thank you.
Thank you,
Okay.
Prabodha.
Wow.
Thanks,
Very
Jeff. Thanks, Prabodha. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters. I'll be the table topic master for the evening. So there's a slight change in the table topics. So as the adage says that like a picture speaks 1,000 words, I'll show a picture so you can envisage and you can come up with whatever answer in the stimulated time of not 1,000 words, but around 200 words, 200 to 250 words. Okay. So I'll flash out this particular image for like 5 seconds. Then I'll pick a person for speaking. Okay. Let me know if you can see my screen.
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay, sorry. Yeah.
Yep. Now we can see.
Everyone can see the screen, right? Okay. So now I would like to pick Toastmaster Norman as my first speaker. Over to you, Toastmaster Norman.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you, Toastmaster Kiran, for giving me the chance to talk in the table topic. Regarding Baron, for me, when I was young, say somewhere around the age of 17, 18, I used to wonder because my dad was over here in Bahrain since 80s. So I had a dream to go to Gulf and, to work over here. And I never thought that I'll start liking this place. The reason is actually, first of all, yeah, this thing was there in my mind to finish my studies and come over here. And for a year, I had worked in India also for a year. Then in 2009, I came to Bahrain. And the struggle which I had seen working in Mumbai, especially traveling on the trains, the buses, and the working hours, it used to be too much tiring. I remember morning I used to leave my house by 7 and I used to reach at home by 10, 11. So the type of work style over there and the type of work style over here is quite different, and which I started liking over here. And by November 27th, I'll be completing over here 12 years. So time passes very fast only when you love a particular place. So that was a quite a good journey over here for me in 12 years. And I can't see the timer. So that was the thing. And yes, it brought this 12 years journey brought a lot of changes in my life also. 2015, I got married. 2017, I got a child. And all these eventually came by because at the end, something which needs to work is the money. And whatever during these many years I earned, and because of which I was able to keep moving towards my life and towards my goal. And currently I'm over here working in EK Kanu, happy with my life, happy with my family. And because of all those things, once you are happy, then eventually you can smile and be active in Toastmasters also. With that, over to you, Toastmaster Kiran.
Thank you, Toastmaster Norman, for such a great, wonderful speech. The next topic would be, I'll just share my screen again. Just a second. Sorry for the delay. Everyone can see my screen?
Yes.
I would like to invite DTM Khalid Amin. Sir, are you there?
I'm a little busy, but it's okay. I cannot
Okay.
refuse you, so no problem.
Okay, so
Tell me, what's your topic?
So I will just flash the image.
Oh.
I'll flash it again for you.
Oh, so that's your topic. Thank you very much.
Yeah, that's my topic.
Mr. Table Topics Master, fellow Toastmasters. I actually saw that. It was a microphone. And do you know where this picture took me? To the year 1986. I had just graduated from college. I was promised a job in a bank, but then they denied that I could get a job. I was denied the opportunity. So I was, for a while, I was unemployed and I was jobless. So I was some of the things that I needed to do is at least to have pocket money, because I come from a family where all my life I had to depend on myself, let alone now that I am a college graduate. So I did some translation work here for some companies here and there. And then I had the opportunity to visit Bahrain, Radio Bahrain, FM. At the time, the manager was, his name was Ahmed Suleiman. The man passed away, but he was such a nice man. So I just used to visit and just observe what they are doing. And then in a short period of time, I developed interest in broadcasting. So what happened is one day I told him, why I like to work here. Well, he said, well, it's not that easy, but we can train you. And the man was generous enough to train me for a while. And then I actually read the news for one day, just one time. And I don't know what happened is that the second time around, I was ready to go into the studio, and there was someone there at the door told me, stop, you cannot enter. This is one of the mysteries in my life. It is not that I did a terrible job, by the way, because I did a good job, but I have no idea why they stopped me from being a TV announcer. So that is my story with this, the image of microphone, my friend. Back to you, Mr. Table Topics Master.
Thanks a lot, Dr. Khalid Amin, and nice to know that you read the news for Bahrain one day. Great to know about that. I'll go into the next topic. Hope everyone can see my screen. Okay, I would like to invite Toastmaster Murali for speaking on this.
Good evening. I'm sure all of us are familiar with aircrafts, airports, especially most of the expats who are here, because we have all flown in from our countries to this beautiful island, Bahrain. Aircrafts, when you're a little kid, you look at that huge bird, metal bird flying over, and then you stand below and you start waving out, thinking people from inside can see you. Of course, you have a lot of questions that run in your head. I come from India, and we have the trains that pass over the bridges. And if you're under any of the bridge, you start thinking, will something drop? So you get the same feeling when you see an aircraft flying. So that was one of the things that you look at when you see the planes go above. I come from a place in Bangalore, which is closer to the HAL, which was the airport for both domestic and the Air Force. So you could hear beautiful sounds. You would see a variety of planes. When we first moved in, you know, the vessels in our kitchen would start vibrating with a Jaguar taking off and landing. That was an amazing feel to enjoy when we were young as well. The other thing about aircrafts is, of course, not to miss those beautiful ladies who come to serve. They come to serve you. And you can keep doing this, excuse me, or you keep putting on the lights, and they're there at your service. So that's another interesting thing. And the best part is trying to put the seatbelt on. That was, I would say, an experience, an enlightening moment, because somebody next to you will have to always, most times, help you out the first time you're on an airplane. And getting out of it, it is also, though the lady, the air hostess would explain, half the time you're too busy looking around and getting accustomed to the whole feel of it. So that's my thoughts about the aircraft and airports. Over to you. I can see the red.
Thank you, Toastmaster Murali, for such a great speech. Okay, the next one is, I'll just share it again. Yes, hope everyone can see. I can see it as sharing. Okay, I'll pass this on to the youngest one in this meeting, Gavel Nathan Krasta. So we'd like to hear from you.
Middle school could be said as someone's worst years of their life. High school could be said as someone's most confusing years of their life. And as for college, well, I guess I'll have to just go ahead and pass and see what's going to be over there. Good evening, Toastmasters and fellow guests. As I am currently studying in the 11th grade, I am still not sure what exactly I would think of when I finally go off into college. Maybe I might get into a fraternity. Maybe I'd have to get into some ridiculous mayhem, as almost every TV show regarding high school or college always says. Maybe, in fact, my teacher might turn out to be an alien sent from outer space. Or most likely, just another boring old man telling me that I should study that mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell. I know that mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell, but what will power me through these boring lectures? Regardless, I am definitely very excited to see what the future is going to hold for me. I'm sure that college will have all of its ups and downs, but I know for sure that I'll always have fun. I'll always have fun and always be so panicky regarding all my exams. Tell me, Toastmasters, as you have gone through all the various milestones of adult and child life, when I see the word exam, do you still feel a shudder of fear going through your entire body? I know that I don't think I'll ever be able to get over the trauma of answering online exams. It was so hard to cheat with them. You think it would have been easier? Regardless, college sounds like an exciting prospect for me to further myself and improve myself mentally, physically, spiritually, and improve myself in so many more different ways. I know that once I enter college, I'll have the freedom to learn who I want to be in my future, in my present, and who I want to see myself in the past. College is definitely a place of learning, but in a way, we learn so much from all the different places that we've been in. We learn from our work, from our homes, from the places that we play in, from our people, from our friends, to our enemies, to our loved ones, to our family, to our teachers, to the principal of our schools. Regardless of all the different things that we can learn, I know that I don't simply need college to know what I'm going to be in the future or what I can be now. I know that as long as I keep the people that I love close to me, I'll always ensure that I am a fulfilled person. Thank you.
Wow, it looked like a prepared speech, like awesomely. You're for a reason the president of Gavel's Club. Big round of applause. And I'll just share this next topic. I have time. I'm like, yeah, I have. Okay. Okay. I would like to give this topic to Toastmaster Rajeshwari.
You're mute.
You're on mute, Toastmaster Rajeshwari.
Okay. Hello, everyone. First of all, I'll say that this place is like a stadium, right? And for me, this place is, I'm scared. Because I'm scared with, so many people surround me, or I have to speak in front of so many people. Still, I feel I have a lot fear in me. And that's the reason I joined this Toastmasters club, because I have a communication problem. I cannot talk in front of so many people until today. And just now, Mr. Kamal said, when TM Yashodhan asked for the mirror. So I feel that because I'm a beginner, I always talk in front of mirror. So it's, I feel always that somebody is in front of me. If you will tell me, okay, you say some in front of someone, I cannot. Even in front of my husband also, I cannot say speech. And that much means I have a problem. So always I try to speak in front of the mirror only. I will do my whole speech in front of mirror, and then I'll come in front of the audience. This is my way. So for me, the mirror speech is like, big thing for me. It's, I don't know, Mr. Kamal said it's not useful, but for me, it's really, really useful for me. And for the stadium is like, always I feel I want to go, and like before one day or after one day, I'll fall sick. This is always, it happens with me. That's it. Back to you, TM Kiran.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rajeshwari. Thanks for that speech. Sorry for the bad quality image, I would say. What I was intending was a cinema hall, but it looked like a empty space. Okay.
Yes.
Sorry for that. And I'll show the time for another one, the one last one.
On 9 or on 7?
Someone is on mute.
Son is okay. His headache is.
Okay. Hope everyone saw the picture. I would like to pass this to Dr. Matthew.
Thank you, Toastmaster Kiran. I don't know how you got the selfie of my private conversation with the Prime Minister. I thought nobody else knew it except me and Mr. Modi. But somehow you seem to have, you from the media, you just captured, came into my house. But I'll just tell you what was the conversation, the Man Ki Baat that we both were having during that brief clip when you captured. PM Modi was actually envisaging me as the next health minister. So he was asking me whether I would leave Bahrain and go and join his cabinet. And I was in double mind. Come out of India, and the last 3 years I was just beginning to enjoy Bahrain when COVID rang up. But then, because Modi wanted me to take off the entire COVID program, I was really in two minds whether to take it up or not. Then finally, it's the call of the nation. It's a part of your duty. And so I'm just sorry to tell you all, Toastmasters, that I'm resigning from Bahrain and I'm going back to join PM Modi for the service of the nation. Back to you, TM Kiran.
Wow. What a table topic for that, which adds into that the theme of the day. Wow, what a way to conclude the table topic. And Toastmaster of the day, like I have this tall animal on this tall tail day. What should I do? Please take it back.
Wow, Toastmaster Kiran, it was a wonderful table topic session. It was an innovative idea of showing the pictures and then asking people to talk on that. And I'm sure today, for selecting the best table topic speaker, it's going to be tough, really tough. So congratulations to all the speakers who spoke about that picture which came in front of them. Wonderful. And Toastmaster Kiran, instead of solving my problem, you have still put me under that same problem. The camel is with you, so I thought you will do something about it. You will pass it on to right place, or maybe at least give it to Toastmaster Murli, who belongs from Bangalore, so that maybe he can deliver it to Sudhamurthy. But you just showed your hands and said do something about it, which is not fair. Now I'm in a fix. I don't know what to do. So I have to form a committee for solving this problem. And who can be the best person to chair that committee other than our president, Toastmaster Abdul Rahim. So Toastmaster Abdul Rahim, SOS call to you. Please help me.
Thank you, Toastmaster Yashodan, for that wonderful session which is going on. And okay, let us start with the business session. Then we'll go to the camel, right? So also Dr. Matthew, he's resigning from Bahrain. So I'm requesting, all of us requesting, you may resign from Bahrain, but not from WMC. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, the business session, let's start the business session. Our secretary is not present today, so I'll just quickly read the minutes of last meeting. Meeting number 424 held on 17 September 2021. The theme is Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway. Sanjay Tam, Toastmaster Rajeshwari Chauhan welcomed the house at exactly 4 p.m. with warm greetings and introduced the President, Toastmaster Abdul Rahim. After the initial courtesies, the President then introduced the grammarian, Toastmaster Owen Krasta, as a high-caliber, humble leader. Toastmaster Owen introduced the word of the day, valiant, and explained the meaning in the most professional manner, encouraging speakers to use the word appropriately in the meeting. In his presidential address, in keeping with the theme, Toastmaster Abdul Rahim shed light on various phobias that cripple our progress and also shared tips to overcome fear of public speaking. Vice President Education, Toastmaster Owen Krasta, then ratified the agenda with one change. DTM Dr. Babu Ramachandran was unable to take up the role as grammarian due to unforeseen work-related emergencies, and Toastmaster Owen Krasta had filled in the role of grammarian. The agenda was then adopted with this change. An education session began with the Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster DTM Thuraya Juma, who was introduced as a highly qualified professional and a highly respected Toastmaster in Bahrain. Toastmaster Thuraya then explored the fear factor further, explaining how fears cripple the human advancement and how to overcome fear. Our counter Toastmaster Murali Udayakant then explained beautifully his role and responsibilities as our counter. Timer Toastmaster Norman Das shed light on the various timing criteria in the most professional manner. Invited guest DTM Farhas Farooq then conducted an evaluation workshop for 30 minutes, which was highly informative and helpful in view of the forthcoming club contest. Thereafter, 3 members presented their icebreaker speech. Toastmaster Suresh Kakot, evaluated by DTM Manoj Pandey. Toastmaster Ranjit Pillai, evaluated by Toastmaster Kiran Poitaya. Toastmaster Dr. Matthew George, evaluated by DTM Rekha Uttam. After a photo shoot by VPPR Prabodha Sarangi, Table Topics Master Yashodan was introduced. Due time factor, 2 topics were given. The commentators were Toastmaster Pragati and Toastmaster Prabodha Sarangi. The business session was then conducted, in which the minutes of previous meeting was read and approved. Committee officers reported briefly on their responsibilities. VIP Education Toastmaster Owen Krasta announced that Toastmaster Yashodan Abhyankar will be the master of ceremonies for next meeting on 8th October 2021, while Toastmaster Jeffrey Abraham will be the general evaluator. VPPR Toastmaster Prabodha reported that first issue of eloquence will be unveiled on 22nd October meeting. General Evaluator DTM Roshan Lewis then took control of the session. In his feedback, DTM Roshan complimented the high quality of the meeting, but added that timing factor must be improved, where efforts must be made by all assignees to conclude the meeting on time by exercising economy of words. Individual evaluators, timer, grammarian, and arc counter then submitted their reports. After a brief guest feedback, the results were announced. Best speaker, Dr. Matthew George. Best evaluator, DTM Rekhautam. Best table topics commentator, DTM Toastmaster Prabodha Sarangi. Best of tag, Toastmaster Norman Das as timer. Best of TTG, which is Toastmaster of the day, Table Topics Master and General Evaluator, DTM Thoraya Juma as Toastmaster of the day. Total attendees 27, members 19 and 8 guests. The meeting was adjourned at 6:52 p.m. So that was the brief minutes of the last meeting. So if you have any comments, we can incorporate. Otherwise, we will approve. Can somebody, yes, Ovin?
Yeah, I'm approving.
Yeah, okay. Somebody to second? Toastmaster Yashodan. Okay, right. Now, Toastmaster Raghu is, okay, Toastmaster Rajeshwari, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Yeah, do you have anything to say as Sergeant at Arms?
No.
Anything to report?
No.
Thank you very much for your service. We appreciate it. Thank you so much. Toastmaster Raghu is on a short vacation. Apparently, he doesn't have much to report because we are only 2 times the renewal. So that's done now. And Nidhi is also unable to attend because of Navaratri, I think. And Toastmaster Prabodha, BPPR, the man of the hour. Over to you, sir.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. You know what? Without telling anyone, I just flown to California, USA 3 days back to find a gift for Sudhamurthy. So what happened when I was walking, I just saw one man. He was Native American. He was going to inaugurate for his home. I just went there. When he saw me, he said, "Oh, you are Indian." I said, "Yes, I am Indian." "No, come on. Britishers found us, found you. We both can together inaugurate my building." I said, "Okay, no problem. Let's do it." He asked me that how you are doing in India. I said, "First we are doing in the corner. We just dig a hole and do some puja." Then he said, "Oh, I'll do the same way." He started digging. When he started digging, and suddenly nobody knows that he caught the fiber cable of Facebook, Instagram, and many things. 5 billion users out of in darkness. Suddenly, FBI, police, everyone came, siren came. They catch him immediately. I was run away. Still FBI trying to find who is the second guy. But I landed here, thankfully. Anyway, for this next eloquence, I got many articles and I'm preparing now. Hopefully by next meeting, I'm going to publish it. Thank you, and back to President.
Thank you. That was beautiful, Toastmaster Prabodha. Wonderful. I wish you got a table topics topic today. You are so charged and very high spirited, actually. Great, wonderful. So thank you all for contributing articles and making it a success already. It will be a complete success on 22nd October, right? So Toastmaster Pannambalam sir also is busy with the GMAC today, so he couldn't make it VP membership. So let's hear from Toastmaster Ovin Krasta, the VP Education.
Good evening, everyone. Hopefully, the camel has reached Sudhamurthy, and Sudhamurthy is not around. I guess she must have gone back on the camel. And they have not approached our bank as well, because I thought our bank will arrange LC, but they didn't do that also. So hopefully, Sudhamurthy will go back on the camel. Coming back to the meeting, I'm still waiting for people to come up with the speaking positions because definitely we need some more speakers to raise their hands and present their projects. We have many members that are due for their speeches. Please write back to me. There is a window available on our next meeting. Probably we're having only one window for speech, and that's already occupied. But in November, definitely we can accommodate as many as speakers. November 5th meeting. So I encourage you all to come back, raise your hands and participate in the speech. Come out and deliver your speeches, and we may have a speechathon as well, if possible. If many members are willing to do their speeches, we can do that as well. And this was the last workshop as we conducted 4 workshops to participate in our future contests. Contests will be on November 17th, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, yes.
November 19th and December 3rd. This will be the contest dates. Then we will have another meeting in December as well. So there as well, you may raise your hands for some speaking positions. And for our next meeting, TM Norman will be our TM Norman will be our TMOD, and TM Pannambalam will be general evaluator. And sorry, we are left with the table topics as well. Yeah, this is the 3rd workshop, and 4th will be table topics. That will be on November 7th, on October 22nd. And that very same day, we will be unveiling our first eloquence as well. Back to you, Mr. President.
Big hand for Toastmaster Ovin. Thank you very much, Toastmaster Ovin, for all the hard work that you're doing behind the scene. Thank you so much. Any comments from the members before we conclude the business session? Anything to be raised, discussed? Well, I have a couple of points. Number one is physical meetings. We are planning to start on January 8th, 2022. Dr. Babu will be signing the contract with the hotel, and then we will start. So hopefully this XCOM will have both 6 months of online and 6 months of offline.
That's the wonderful news. I hope this is not tall tale.
Is this a hybrid meeting or is it?
It's a normal physical meeting in Crown Plaza.
So you will not. So you're not putting a provision for those who would prefer to come online.
Well,
it's just a thought. I mean, for me personally, it's not an issue. There will be people
question
who
that we might want to put a message in the WhatsApp group to come up with people feedback. The members' feedback. Yeah. We will do that.
But one point here to add, Jeffrey, hybrid is not going to be that easy, as many people will say it's possible. But at times you need a very good technology. Voice is key, very key. Because if you don't have good voice, then it may create echo and person on other side can't hear you properly and all. So you need a very higher end setup for that. If in corporates and all able to do that because you invest lots of money, but I don't know whether the hotel provides you that sort of facility as well. So that's a challenge that we need to consider as well.
And also the contest, they have already announced, the District 20 has announced that the area contest, division contest, and district contest all will be held online. So that's the reason we didn't start physical meeting immediately. So we can have this online contest and club contest as well to be in harmony with the district contest. So yeah, we will get a members' feedback before we sign the contract. Signing the contract will be in December, of course. So definitely we will. And the other thing is, we need to have induction of Dr. Matthew and Ranjit Pillai, which we have been delaying it quite a number of reasons today because membership is not here. So we may have it in the next meetings. And the other thing is, as Ovin said, we need speakers because I have 2 more minutes before we hand the control back to the TMOD. We need speakers, and the speakers must come forward and deliver your projects because Toastmasters International established in 1923 by Dr. Francis Medley. In that, when we took the oath, we took the oath that we will present our speeches with all its preparing it very well. So we have to be committed to that oath that we have taken as a Toastmaster. So we have to remember that, and let's all, as much as possible, present our speeches and complete so we can reach the DCP level. Also, that's another factor, but also enriching our own educational achievements and accomplishments is also very important. Having said that, I also want to announce that next week I'll be on vacation for 6 weeks. This time I'm taking a long vacation because for the last 2 years I have not been on vacation due to pandemic. So I'll be going on 16th October. And I'll be returning by end of November. So I request all the members to give your best support that you have been giving all this while to Owen and all the XCOM members. And I'm sure they will deliver the best that we all deserve. So can we now close the... Yes, Yash, you have anything, Yash?
No, I was just about to say happy journey to you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I have still 1 week. Thank you so much. Okay, now the camel thing, before I conclude it. The camel, actually, just now I got a message from John Varghese, the PA of Sudha Murthy. I mentioned to him that we have a gift also. So apparently, Madam Sudha is afraid of camels. So she said, I always prefer cow's milk. I don't prefer camel milk. I don't drink. So she's very much afraid. She's now thinking twice whether to come to you or no. Because I mentioned camel, like I have to be very clear. Now I leave it to the TMOD to decide what exactly to do with the guest. She thinks she's in 2 minds now. Because of the camel, she's in 2 minds now. So ladies and gentlemen, can we close the business session now? Can we somebody propose to close the business session? Toastmaster Yash, can we somebody second? Toastmaster Suresh. So Camel, once again, the decision is back to the TMOD. Over to you, the dynamic Toastmaster, Yashodhan Abhyankar.
That's not fair. That's not fair. Now the confusion is increasing. Now there's a twist in the story that Sudha Murthy does not want the camel, she wants the cow. And she will not come here to deliver a speech to meet us if we send her a camel. The camel has already reached India. And now I don't know what to do. Well, in this situation, I can look up to only one person who is a good friend of mine. And very recently, he was appointed as Quality Control Director for United Nations. So I don't have any other option but to ask him what to do in this case. So please, Toastmaster Jeffrey, can you help me in this?
Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guest, Toastmaster Khalid, Amin, and I guess Nathan has left. So thank you all for being here. Indeed, the camel seems to be going round and round in circles and not reaching anywhere. And just a second, seems like the doorbell just rang. Just a second.
Maybe delivery of camel.
Maybe, yeah. Maybe camel itself.
Camel cigarettes.
Hey, guess what? It is Mrs. Sudha Murthy herself. Yes, ma'am. How are you doing? Wow, she finally reached over here.
Welcome.
Hi, welcome. How's it going? Oh, nice to see you. Yeah. Gulf Hotel, sitting in that hotel room must be really boring. Yeah, I heard that the camel is here actually. So if you can really have some provision to take it with you, what do you suggest? Oh, I see. Okay. So as you have confirmed, she's not a big fan of camel's milk, but rather goat. But she said she likes camel meat. So perhaps you can take the camel to a local butcher, especially to that Mangalore store. Mangalore store here near St. Christopher's Church is very good at getting camel meat. So if she can, do some preparation, I do not know which one of you are good at cooking. I think Toastmaster Murli. No, he's a veg, I think. Oh no, you're not a oh, he's a pure non-veg. Great. So we have Toastmaster Murli. So, okay, I don't like to kill an animal. I'll eat an animal, but I don't know how to. So if one of you can volunteer to do the butchering, we will send the meat to Toastmaster Murli and then he'll prepare it, and we'll all have a gathering at his place. Sorry for the veggies, but all the non-veggies will be there along with Ms. Sudha Murthy, and we'll be enjoying it. So nothing, no more shipping, nothing to do, and we'll just have a party here itself. Okay, agreed? Toastmaster Murli, Toastmaster of the day? Great, great. Okay. So at least now I don't have to call the UN. I'd have to call the UN ambassador and everybody and make a big hoo-ha for one camel. Well, now no more camel. Well, ladies and gentlemen, indeed today was a day of tall tales. I may have put an end to the camel, which was not my intention. But nonetheless, it was a great intro, and it's something that keeps our, let's say, our juices sort of flowing. And the thing about tall tales is that it is an exaggeration. And in the picture that Toastmaster Abdul Rahim had shown, on the boat, there was a word that was written, fibber, F-I-B-B-E-R. So those who say lies, you know, like hard lies, you call him a liar. Those who say exaggeration or soft lies, or rather not the whole truth, you call him a fibber. Okay, it's called a fib. Okay, so it's part of the English language, so it's called a fib, right? So that's what tall tales is about. You keep fibbing about what we do and make it sound funny and humorous. So thank you for giving me the opportunity to be the G of the day. And as always, the general evaluator is served by his valiant assistants. However, I only have one assistant today who's also our VP Education, Toastmaster Owen, and he'll be giving us an evaluation of the speech of Toastmaster Anil's Part 3. Over to you, Toastmaster Owen.
Before that, could you please ask the timer, General Evaluator, how much time my speaker has taken?
Yes, indeed. The timer has left the building. Or rather, sorry, the timer is here. Excuse me. It was a table topics master who had left. So, Toastmaster Pragati, if you have any comments about the speech and the timing, please, I give you the floor.
Good evening, Toastmasters and guests. Toastmaster Anil Kumar took 8 minutes 39 seconds.
Okay, thank you, Toastmaster Pragati. Now I call upon the evaluator of Toastmaster Anil's speech, Toastmaster Owen, to give the evaluation.
Good evening, everyone. The success of your presentation is judged not by the knowledge you send, but by what listener receives. It's a quote from a well-known author. Kudos to you, Anil, for delivering this particular presentation on electrical vehicles. You kept us intrigued. In fact, with your title EV, I kept wondering, what is it EV all about? Maybe something to do with the tall tales? And then finally you started elaborating it. I really came to know you're talking about electrical vehicles. It's definitely a subject everybody is interested to know. Because electrical vehicles are definitely going to come, and that will be our tomorrow, for sure. Also, you have come out with the good research. You have mentioned about what are the importance. You compared them with the conventional vehicles, and you also talked about pros and cons, and you talked about the capital investment, then operating expenses. You have come and given all the details. It's very good about your speech because it asks you to do some research, and you have done quite a good research on it. However, at times when we do this presentation, we have to keep in mind what we are presenting. And there is too much of text, what I saw. It shouldn't be the case, because the moment you start writing everything in the slides, then people will start reading those slides. They will not listen to you. That's particular thing we have to keep in mind whenever we are doing any presentation. Even though at the corporate level or at any other levels, when we do, we have to convey the message and what we are planning to you're trying to grab the attention of the stakeholders or your speakers, and what you want to show them, and what is your point, where you are trying to take them, because what you want to convey, that's very important. And another thing what I noticed is you have to be better prepared, because if you're not prepared, you will face this issue. Today, your speech was well timed for 7 minutes and 30 seconds. However, because of the 1 minute you lost in between, there you lost the timing criteria, and you are out of the timing criteria of the speech. So ensure that you do the presentation. We should not try to be very fancy, but we should do our speech properly and with well preparation. And when you did this, because I see I'm envisaging as, it's the future of electrical vehicles. Once electrical vehicles are there, definitely we have to push for the electrical vehicles. Here in your speech, you didn't convey that. So you have given the brief, but you didn't say what you exactly want to do. So you have to ensure that all in all, it's an excellent research topic, but you tell the audience what you really require, what you want to achieve. That's a very important thing. Back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Mr. Evaluator, Toastmaster Owen. And now I guess I will do a general overview of the whole session. And I believe I will leave, or do I have to call the R counter and anyone else? Is that the, yeah? Right, so we have some other people as well. So excuse me, I said I only had one person to support me here, but I have a plethora of people as always. It's been a very long time since I did the general evaluator, so excuse me. Nonetheless, yeah, I'm like that camel, right? So I'm sort of going round and round in circles. But nonetheless, I'm glad that I'm now here with our R counter, who is going to give an explanation of how things have been and how everyone has performed with that respect, and whether we have been true to ourselves as being real Toastmasters by using as many R's and Ums as possible. Over to you, Toastmaster Suresh.
Thank you, General Evaluator. Well, everyone was busy with the camel talk, and I couldn't find much R's and Ums in our meeting today. Our guest speaker, DTM Kamal Al-Shahabi, had many R's and Ums in his speech. And Toastmaster Norman had one filler word R in his speech. And Toastmaster Rajeshri, she used 1-2 times, the filler word. And table topic speaker, Toastmaster Dr. Matthew, has 3 in filler words. Back to you. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Suresh. Now I'd like to call our president, who came up with the word of the day and also the grammarian of the day, and who will let us know the number of times that he envisaged. So he's going to give us 2 reports. The number of times that he envisaged that each one of us will be using the word of the day, and the actual results that has happened. So over to you, Mr. Grammarian, Toastmaster Abdul Rahim.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jeffrey, General Evaluator, my dear fellow Toastmasters. As our counter Suresh said, I was also focused more on the camel, less on the language. So, but again, as far as the usage of the word is concerned, I have noticed Yashodhan has used once, Anil Kumar has used once, Dr. Matthew has used it once, Jeffrey Abraham has used it once. Has anybody else used it? If I might have missed. Yes, Owen has used it. So let me record Owen also. Okay.
President, I have used those.
Or you also used? Okay. So this is the problem with the camel, so I didn't notice. Okay. So now the good usage, I have observed quite a few, thankfully. Toastmaster Rajeshwari started off beautifully with that Shivkera quote: winners don't do different things, they do things differently. Then, of course, the Einstein quote: everything must be made simple, but not simpler. And then again, I like this one very much. Winners focus on winning, while the losers focus on winners. That was beautiful. As a picture says 1,000 words. And then I had some simile. This place is like a stadium, which is a simile. It was told by Toastmaster Rajeshwari. And then finally, General Evaluator came up with another simile today. I am like a camel. Apparently he's not, but he said, I am like a camel. Okay, so that's again. I didn't see any metaphor. Does anybody know the difference between simile and metaphor? Can anybody say? Anybody know? Both are comparisons. What is the difference? The difference is simile is like, but like, Toastmaster Jeffrey said, I am like a camel. It's a simile. But if he has to say, I'm a camel, that's a metaphor. Okay. For example, Toastmasters is like a university. Toastmaster is a university. That's a metaphor. Life is a hell. That's a metaphor. So basically, that's it. And then some little bit of usages where we can probably improve is speech must be delivered with well prepared or with well preparation, which may not be proper. You have to say speech must be delivered well prepared, or speech must be delivered prepared well. That with we cannot use. Speech must be prepared, delivered with well prepared. No. Then let me conclude this speech and let me start the speech is very cliche. Toastmasters don't encourage those things. Let me conclude the speech. Let me start the speech. Dr. Khalid Amin in his beautiful commentary, last line was, that is my, in the table topics commentary, he said, that is my story. Now, keeping with the theme, how he could have ended it in a more humorous way, evoking some laughter, is, that is my story. By the way, that's not a tall tale. So, and then I saw Jeffrey using the word valiant. I'm not sure if he was, because valiant was the word of the last meeting. Did he use it for that purpose?
Oh, wow, really? No, it actually just came. Okay, that's
okay.
Interesting. No, it's just a coincidence, I must say.
Okay, great. Otherwise, it has been a wonderful meeting, and I'm happy to be the grammarian. And back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Abdul Rahim. All right, so all the role players have given their report, and now I'm just going to give a general overview of today's meeting. I'm really glad that I've sort of been invigorated by today's meeting. It's been almost 2 weeks since I came to a Toastmasters meeting. Last month, I completely missed it. But coming to such meetings, especially when you have such themes, you have every element to a successful meeting. You have education, you have laughter, and at the same time, you leave here with a sense of fulfillment. Not rather just sitting on another chair for 2.5 hours, but a sense of fulfillment. And obviously taking something away with you for the weekend. So I think that's something that this meeting has achieved. And one of the key things that you have done, Toastmaster Abdul Rahim and the team XCOM, is that you started the meeting sharply at time. I think maybe plus or minus a couple of seconds, but the meeting started on time. And I have to say that you was very welcome even before the meeting. Generally, I always come right at, when the meeting starts a few minutes after. But today I came a little early because I was a general evaluator. I just wanted to make some notes of what's happening. Yeah, the VPPR was there, and then slowly the other XCOM started trickling in. But that was very important, and because there was one XCOM member there, he was there to invite and say, even if it's just the members, right? So to make even the members who come in to make themselves feel like they are part of the club, it's important to invite them. So only guests are not invited, but to say hello, warm welcome is very important. So that was very well done. And then we started the session. And I have to say, it was kind of interesting because the minute that Toastmaster Abdul Rahim started speaking, I forgot that he was actually doing the role of a grammarian rather than his presidential speech. So I started, okay, his presidential address, and I started writing down some commentary, and then I realized, oh my goodness, he's actually talking about this. And I have to say, actually, your speech for the as a grammarian was very well, and you actually, that visual representation, and that's the most effective thing about conveying ideas by using tools, because it sticks with you. So you had that cup, or let's say a sort of a container, which you had different elements, and you said vocabulary, accent, diction, and phonetics are what encompasses the representation of grammar. So it was a visual representation of grammar through that cup and those different stationery in there. So very well, good job done. And it was a great opener to the meeting as well. And obviously before that, I want to say congratulations to Toastmaster Rajeshwari as well. Obviously, the grammarian of the day has said some wonderful words. You really did open. It's the first time I'm seeing you as a Sergeant Dam. So you have done a very good job, and welcome back. Obviously, a lot of confidence that from your experience over the last couple of months with the club was shown in your role as a Sergeant Dam. So very well done there. So excuse me, I sort of jumped straight to the grammarian because, and though I missed you, because my writing style is all over here and there, so excuse me for that. And the word of the day, well defined and explained. However, I felt that you could have kept the definition, let's say the share screen, a bit longer on the screen, rather than just sort of, it was sort of flashed and then it just went off. So, and then you could have talked, right? That could have been something that could have helped. And obviously, as the guests started coming in, it was well appreciated. They were all well appreciated and they were welcome. So good job. And obviously, we start off with the presidential address, and you went straight in, and I believe you had a conversation with the TMOD, Toastmaster of the Day, and that's why you did the brief address of a tall tale, which I didn't expect you to do. But in all honesty, I would have left it to the Toastmaster of the Day, but you have done a very good job. So it's obviously, it's all I assume it was pre-planned. Right? Yes, it was pre-planned. Yes. So, okay. So then I have no comments on that. And the beautiful thing about it is that immediately there was this sort of flow, it was well transitioned into a tall tale, to the point where even Dr. Matthew, I mean, the thought that I had was thinking was already conveyed by Dr. Matthew in the chat, saying that, is this a tall tale, right? I mean, we were all thinking, okay, is this a tall tale? Because it sounded so real. And that's the beauty about it, right? When your tall tale is actually convincing to the point of it being truth. So it was a very good, well bridged into the tall tale. And I was actually thinking maybe there is, a special that Sudhamurthy is going to be coming. And I was really awaiting. And then as the progression started going and the camel came into the picture, I realized, okay, this is indeed a tall tale. So good job by the president. Thank you. It was very well. Good transition. And then the Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Yashodhan. Obviously, you are very well equipped for such type of a theme. And you came in, and it was so obviously you said that, a chartered flight. The moment you said chartered flight and camel, then I realized, okay, and Sudhamurthy all in the same sentence. I just realized that right now, it seems that Prabodha is even making a certificate for Sudhamurthy. So well done there. Yes, so Toastmaster Day, very good. And you came on the stage and you started talking about it. And I appreciate the Toastmaster Day because you didn't waste time. And that's why, okay, we're like now 6 minutes before the meeting schedule is closing, but you didn't waste time. You didn't spend too much blah, blah, blah. And I think that was one of the things that Toastmaster Abdul Rahim said, right? So there was all snippets. Everybody, everyone who had a role had an element of the tall tale. So there was a good bridge, and that was a very good tactic that you did. And you called everybody, said, listen, this is going to be sort of like slightly the theme. The camel is there, so think about it, right? So good job there. And then we had obviously the role players being called. First was the R counter, and then you had the timer, and everybody played their part without losing the focus of what their role is. So they explained the role, but at the same time, they kept in tune, in line with the tall tale and the theme of the day. Very good job. Obviously, that is all because of result of the Toastmaster of the day being well prepared and connecting with the role players. So, job well done. And we were even 5 minutes ahead, even before the education session. So the timing of today's meeting was very well in line. And then we had Toastmaster Kamal Shahabi coming with his experience. And I think that disclaimer was kind of important. Initially, generally, disclaimers is sort of like a warning. Okay, that's what disclaimers are generally. Okay, by the way, but here it was more of a positive thing. And he brought all those elements. And that's why I felt there were some certain gems that I could hear from an international workshop that I generally would not hear. And, so obviously there were the standard things about the judging criterias and the strong mindset. However, he gave such important gems in here where he said that you could win an international speech at district or division or even at the international stage, but you could lose at the club level. And that was sort of like something, a thought-provoking statement. I was like, oh, okay, that is kind of true, oh, okay. And also because you have elements of halo effect and all these other things, right? And so that was a very sort of a eye-opening point that he said. And also very importantly, because we always try to emulate others. So that's something very important, other people's style. But I think here, as we are on our own independent journey in Toastmasters, we have to find our own style and our own, a mode of communication, so that we are the ones who are speaking and not, someone else speaking. So that was also, and he said, and another gem is that practice makes perfect. However, too much practice is bad, and that's what he implied, right? The more you do so much, you actually literally kill the speech. The essence of the speech is gone. So that was also an eye-opener. So that was great. And just two more gems I just want to convey so that we all remember that, and especially for those who are participating. That is on contest day, I'm sort of paraphrasing here, that don't look too ahead, but focus of what's in front of you, right? So it's one thing after another. Don't look too much forward, because you just end up confusing yourself and and putting yourself in disarray. And then finally, focus on the target and not on others. I don't know if you're avid swimming fans. This is all, Olympic swimming, Michael Phelps. So you just have you saw the distance between Michael Phelps, the guy in the lead, American, and then I think the other person was a Brazilian swimmer. You could see, because Michael Phelps was a great swimmer, but also, the one who was meant to win all the medals. But I think if the guy next to him did not look at Michael Phelps, he could have probably won by a hair's breadth, right? Because his mindset is, oh my God, it's Michael Phelps. Oh man, I'm actually quite near this guy. Oh no. And then, we don't know what he was thinking, but that moment can put you in disarray. So just focus on yourself, on the target, on what you have to accomplish, and you will succeed. So great gems given today by the International Speech Workshop. And then finally, we have the speaker of the day, Anil Kumar. Everything has been well established and explained by Toastmaster Owen, and I agree with Toastmaster Owen's comments. And obviously, you want to the only thing is that, whenever you have such speeches where you have to give information, try to obviously, cut it down into piecemeal, because you want to put it in the frame of a speech, right? You're not trying to give a presentation here in your office. It sounded like an office presentation. No, it should be in the frame of a speech. And Anil, your previous speech about the scissor kick and sevens in Kerala, phenomenal. So it's like applying the same thing in this sort of a element. It's a little different, maybe a little tough, but you can do it, Toastmaster Anil. And yes. And then finally, we had the table topics. That was also great. A new idea, pictures, and then commenting. So good, simple pictures, not complicated ones. I remember I had done the same theme a couple of years ago at BNP Paribas when I used to work there, and they had a Toastmasters club. And what I did is that I took all these big famous paintings, Rembrandt, and you had Van Gogh, and then I said, okay, comment on this. And people are like, what is this? So I made an error there. So, but here you gave simple pictures, something that everybody could talk about. So very good. Unfortunately, Toastmaster Kiran has left, but great job. And then you had Dr. Matthew and all the speakers did a great job here. Fantastic. I think there was a good flow. Dr. Matthew, Toastmaster Khalid, Amin, and I think Nathan is gone. But everyone did a fantastic job in the table topics session today. And then finally, the business session, very crisp, clean, seamless. And I think the best prepared tall tale today was by Toastmaster Prabodha. He had a very good, I literally had to cut the camel as I was listening to this camel. So excuse me, had to make up the tall tale, but Toastmaster Prabodha came well prepared and it was well. So if there is a best tall tale speaker, I think that would be you, Toastmaster Prabodha. And then finally, obviously, the evaluation. And so that's all my comments for today. And I think we had a great meeting. And as before any more people leave our meeting, I hand the control back to you, Toastmaster Yashoda.
Thanks a lot, Toastmaster Jeffrey, for that wonderful, wonderful general evaluation. You covered all the points. Well, now, we can see Dr. Babu joining in. Now,
wow.
it's exactly 6:30. And we are welcoming Dr. Babu. Dr. Babu, how are you?
Dr. Babu, where are you from? Where are you connecting from?
No.
Are you in India?
Came back.
We are not able to listen to him properly.
Exclusive.
He's on a vacation in India.
No, I was there in that spacecraft, for the billionaire spacecraft to Mars.
Oh, okay.
That's why the
Okay.
internet is slow.
I think you are you sure it was with the billionaires, because they flew a couple of weeks ago? Who did you go
They
with?
had an exclusive trip for me, and I was just coming down. But then I wanted to reach early, but somehow on the way, the US Air Force intercepted us. And then we had to spend some time because I was an Indian national with no American passport. But then I flashed saying WMC Toastmasters, and they said, okay, you can go ahead. And I just landed, and they wanted to land in the Indian Ocean. I said, no, somehow I want to land in Bahrain. And they just glided into the waters of the Bahrain Sea. And I came out, and there was a hovercraft waiting for me to take me. And it's from here that I'm trying to log into you. That's why the delay is there. But it was amazing. From there, I could see sparks flying from WMC meeting, right from outer space. Can you imagine that?
Wow.
That's wonderful. Glad to know.
Reach here right on time. I think the commander is waiting because he said they have arranged an exclusive interview with Joe Biden. And he is coming online into the spacecraft. So unless I go into it, it'll be bad. Because there is a competition whether Narendra Modi ji wants to speak to me but I said, no, unless I speak to the WMC Toastmaster president in the beginning, I will not speak to anybody else. And that's how I managed it for a little time. I may have to leave now because I cannot keep Biden and Modi ji waiting there.
Yes, please.
So even Putin wanted to speak to me, he wanted something to know about the elections in USSR and how it looked from outer space. I said, definitely, India looks much better. And he was a little wild about that. But that was all in the conversation while I was in the spacecraft. Because, it was an exclusive trip. And you don't believe the caviar and the champagne that was fed to me by the billionaire. And I felt like an exclusive guest, nobody else, just me alone. In that outer space, in that aircraft. And now I'm trying to get an exclusive offer for WMC Toastmasters, at least 10 members to go over there. They said they will consider it, provided I sign an autograph for them. But I will not do it. It gives me too much of a jet lag or a space lag. But I'm back now. Wow, it was an amazing experience. Amazing to see. And some parts I could see the rains and storms in some parts, and some forest fires were also visible. And I put forward a proposal on how the forest fires can be doused. They said they will again take it up to the Greenpeace environment to see if it can be done. But if that is also done, I am right on track, because they may invite me. The Nobel Peace Committee was also with it, because they said that you're bringing peace and prosperity everywhere. So they may consider me at the next issue of the Nobel Peace Prize. But again, it depends. It depends on how I would like to take it. I would prefer a WMC Toastmaster award any day, I said. And they asked me, what is WMC? And I said, this is weapons of mass communication. They said, wow, that is amazing. And with that, now I think I'll go away. I think that's enough. Now I'm back to earth.
Well,
and
Dr.
Babu,
anything and everything is possible with you. So when you say that you are in the space, or you're having your meeting with Biden or Modi and Nobel Prize, they are contacting you. It is definitely possible. So it might not be a tall tale, it might be a true story as well.
Hey, it's not a tall tale. It's a real thing I wanted to share with you. And I wanted to write here just before the meeting ended.
So
and
nice
I really
thank you very much.
Okay.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. Thank you very much for joining from your busy schedule.
Doctor. Thank you for coming.
Okay, great. So I have played
thanks.
my part in the tall tales.
Indeed.
No tall tale is complete without you. Yeah.
Thank you. Right on time as well. Yeah.
True.
Yes. Now everybody is taking this tall tale session to a different level altogether. And
How
as a
come only
Modi,
13 people are there? Only 13 attendees?
No, we had 21.
There were many, but
they
then
left.
they left already. Because nobody wants to see the meeting ending at the right time at 3:30. So they were disappointed and they left.
Okay, great. Okay. Anyway,
dear
nice.
friends, I really liked that not just the role players, but all other members as well took active participation in this tall tale, and we all sort of made this story embedded in the meeting itself, and everybody played his part. So as a Toastmaster of the day, this was probably one of the satisfying meetings for me. So thanks a lot to each and every one out of you. And with this, I hand over the control back to our president.
Yeah.
One more big hand for Toastmaster Yashodhan. You can launch the poll. Thank you, Toastmaster Yashodhan. Wonderful meeting. Thank you for conducting it so beautifully. In fact, I must tell all of you that the Sudha Murthy episode was the brainchild of Toastmaster Yashodhan, not mine. Yeah. So he said, initially he said Sachin Tendulkar or Amitabh Bachchan, but then he said they are too big, nobody will believe. So we came down to Sudha Murthy. So it is his brainchild. Okay, let's vote now.
Yeah, because there is one speaker, one evaluator. So I skipped that part.
I think they did a good job.
So Dr. Babu, it landed safely?
Yeah, safe. Very, very safe. Now in Bangalore.
Bangalore, okay.
Off the record, I'm in Bangalore right now with my son.
Right on time, doctor. Right on time.
So you need a CPR to be done, a PCR to be done over there as well in Bangalore?
No. It's okay.
Okay.
Now that Dr. Babu is in Bangalore, he can hand over the
There was
camera.
an RT-PCR.
Dr. Babu, if you're in Bangalore, then we need your help.
Sudha Murthy?
We want to deliver one camel to Sudha Murthy.
Sure.
And we face a lot of issues. And
in Infosys
you are
campus.
there, so I'm relieved. After the meeting, I'll contact you and I'll give you the details of where exactly that camel is. So please deliver it to Sudha Murthy.
No, because Sudha Murthy is meeting me tomorrow morning at the airport when I'm going to Trivandrum. So most probably I'll be able to
so
deliver it
there you can hand the camel over to her.
One more level.
Dr. Babu should have been in this meeting. We really missed him in this meeting. We would have taken this meeting to somewhere else, Okay. Prabodha, sorry, yeah. Yash.
Probably by the time DTM Khalid can say few
yes,
words.
Khalid Amin, I'm not sure he's there. He just messaged me he's leaving.
Oh, okay, okay.
I'm not sure. Dr. Khalid, are you there? Yeah, he just sent me a WhatsApp message. Yeah,
Okay, okay.
I think he
I
left.
guess he's there, but muted.
Yeah, yeah. Anybody have anything to say? Dr. Matthew, how did you like the meeting?
Yeah, it was enjoyable. Not really. I mean, you don't know how the 2.5 hours goes. So
yeah,
it's nice because you have to be attentive throughout. But the structure of the program is so nice. You know, there's so much of variety. So initially it sounds like 2.5 hours is a little too much, but it's very beautifully structured. I think the content is very good and well planned. I know there's a lot of planning going behind.
Yeah.
So,
and you said you almost believed that Sudhamurthy story. You told me.
I to be honest, I believed the first time when you said.
Then President and TMOD are very successful.
Yes. Actually, there was a discussion going on yesterday whether shall we put it on the WhatsApp group or shall we directly discuss it in the meeting. So it all started from there.
So if you put in WhatsApp group, Sudhamurthy is coming, then people will come and they will see it's no Sudhamurthy, then it will create a problem for us. Maybe guests will come. So we said no need to put in a WhatsApp group, let's make it in the meeting. Some guests will come.
Like you said, Tendulkar or somebody else, nobody would believe. Sudhamurthy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they are too big. Prabodha, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm just.
Sudhamurthy's book, have you read? I've read a few stories, wise and otherwise. Very nice.
Can I
simple stories, but very nice.
Exactly.
Short stories. She's very popular in writing short stories.
Superb.
Yeah.
Dr. Matthew, how's the hospital doing?
Hospital is fine.
Nothing specific.
Nothing specific.
Okay, I think Prabodha, you can.
So now the result, So the result is the best timer counter Gamarian, Toastmaster Abdul Rahim.
I think Pragati did a very good job as timer. She was really good, Pragati.
Yeah. And best TMOD G table topic master goes to Toastmaster Yashodhana Benkar as TMOD. And last best table topic commentator, Toastmaster Dr. Matthew.
It's well deserved.
That was out of the blues. He started. He just took it into a different style.
Everybody deserved their awards. Congratulations to all the winners and all the participants also, because participants are more important than winning. Yeah, right. So I think it's time now. We are already 6:42. Dr. Babu, anything before we conclude the meeting?
No, I'm happy I could join on time.
Thank you. We are also equally happy. And we wish you a very safe journey in India, so safe stay in India, and a safe flight back to Bahrain. And we are looking forward to seeing you.
There was an RT-PCR in Bangalore airport. Somebody asked me about that. I didn't get it at that time. There was an RT-PCR.
Okay. Okay. With that, happy Navaratri, good night, and the meeting 425 is now adjourned. Thank you very much.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Enjoyed the meeting.
Bye.